Hi, welcome to PHP tutorial. This is a list of suggestions how you should use this video. The notes for this video can be found here at this URL. It is also, let me also open that in my web browser. And it looks something like this, okay? And we were doing eg009, example 9, and we finished database connection. So we finished 9a database connection, and if there's an error, we send it to 9b database error. So what if there's no error? If there's no error, we can load the page, and the page will look something like this. We talk about the design, right? So let's make sure that there's no database connection error. So before that, let us start our Apache web server, MySQL database, and load and open up our File Explorer. Go to our ctem, myPHP, eg009, and we should be able to see the output here. eg009 and our database error. When we click on 9a database, we should see the error, right? But we do not want to see the error now, so let us fix that. We created an error by using the wrong password. Let's change the password back to Sifu88. Save. Now we successfully connect to the database. Okay. And this database connection file is going to be used by all the other files in this example, and we do not want this anymore, so let me comment it out. We do not want successful because we know that it will be successful. And what we are going to do is we are going to create a file called eg009c_index.php. Okay, this is the main file. If this file is created for a normal example, we are going to call it index.php, but we are doing this as an example. I want the user to see the files in the sequence of creation, so I add an eg009c in front. Obviously, if you code this for a real application, you can just call it index, because Apache web server will pick up index.php as the first file of your website. Okay. All right. So we're going to create that file. So we are going to create a new text document called eg009c_index.php. Okay, I'm going to open this file here, and we are going to load the 9a into 9c, and we probably can copy the stuff we did before, right? In our eg008, we did a select, and this is very much like a select. It's just a much more complicated select. So let's open our 8c select, and we can start copying stuff. The first thing we want to copy is the required ones. We put it here. And then, obviously, we cannot require 8a. We have to require 9a database.php. Save your work. And probably I want to see the success again, so let me uncomment the success. Save your work. Control S. Now let's look at 9C index. Go back, reload. Yeah, we see the success because we require the require the 9A. Now I don't want to see this anymore. Comment it out. Control S to save. Reload. You see nothing. Okay. Before we move on to do all the fun stuff, let us create the interface first. The user interface that looks something like this. Okay. And for that, we need a HTML skeleton, and we can copy that from select. So we can go to our 8C select, copy from here, HTML to HTML, Control C to copy, come over here, Control V to paste, and then we can start changing stuff. The first thing we want to change is, oh sorry, I shouldn't copy from AC select, my bad, bad example. We have something better to copy from. So let's close our AC select. Remember we did an error page here? Remember we did an error page? We don't need to copy from 8. We can copy from database error because the layout is similar, right? So let's open up our AB database error. Copy the whole thing. Put it below the AC index. Alright, that is much better because we have our Kung Fu Panda shop, we link to main.css, and our header, we are going to change our header to Kung Fu Panda Product Manager. And in the main, I'm going to delete all this first. I'm going to call this product list, and now I'm going to leave the footer there. Okay, so Control S to save, come over here, reload. So this is very much similar to what I want to create here, and I'm going to put the site and the main as described in the main.css. Main.css, we have the aside and the section. Sorry, main is the big thing, and then we have aside and section to organize them to aside and section here. So we come over here and say I have in my main, I'm going to further divide it into aside and section. Okay. All right. In the aside, we are going to have put the categories like what we see here, and then we're going to pull category from database. Alright, and then I'm going to, because we're going to pull this from database, but we are not going to do database yet, I'm going to create some dummy stuff.
It's so cute.
I'm going to create some dummy stuff here. It's just some dummy text. And I'm just going to put some dummy text there, A and B. So you are going to see here A and B, right? But I don't really like this because it's very ugly. And in the main.css, actually, it says that if you put a navigation there, they're going to get rid of the bullet points. So I'm going to put a semantic tag nav. Save your work so your A and B look prettier now. Okay. And then probably I should increase the indent. Okay, and on the other side, the section, I'm going to put, okay, so when I click on the things here, this thing is going to change. So this is, I'm going to put a dummy text here, and I'm going to leave the table below to later. Okay, so in the section, I'm going to have, this is a dummy text. Action figures, which is a dummy text, and then we're going to put content below. All right, I think we pretty much set up the skeleton here. Okay, and let's put in the actual content. The first thing we want to put in are all the categories, and we are going to pull that from the database. So if we look at the PHP MyAdmin, Kung Fu Panda Shop, categories, we have all this in the categories table. So all we need to do is to do a select statement, and we can pull that out from the categories table. Okay, and the select statement obviously have to be done before anything happens. All right, and we did select statement before in AC select, so we can copy, right? Yep. So let's go to AC select and open our AC select. Oh, bad idea. I double click on it. Now it opens bracket. All right, let me close my bracket. Let me right click and open AC select in Notepad++. So now I can switch stuff. I have my index, I have my database error, which I do not need. So I can close it, and I have my AC select. Okay. All right. So we want to do a select statement first. Select everything from categories. I don't think I've done categories before, but I have done from products. So something very similar. So let's open a new SQL file and say I want to select star from categories table, where category ID equal to say 2. Okay, let's try that. So you should get MP3 songs. Copy this, go to SQL, make sure you are under Kung Fu Panda Shop, Ctrl V to paste, go, you should get MP3 songs. So your SQL statement is correct, great. So now we need to run it here instead of here. So let's go to your index and say I want to create a query. Okay, I want to create a query. All right, so let's start from categories where category ID equal to 2, and that is not good because you want to bind value. Okay, so, but before you do that, there's something else you need to consider. When you load this file for the first time, something else will happen. Okay, but so let's just do category ID equal to 1 first, or 2 first, and then later we are going to fix that. Okay, and then we're going to bind value here. Okay, and then probably I can start copying stuff, right? Here I have same thing. I have prepare, right? I have my bind value, I have my execute, and this one is not good. This one I don't need this. I don't need fetch all. Okay, so let's do this. Come over here. I say I want to use the DB to create a PDO statement object. I want to bind value from category ID Oh, actually I copy a lot of stuff. Bind value from the category ID to the category ID. Okay. But instead of fetching everything, execute, I'm going to say I'm just going to fetch one thing. Okay, I'm just going to fetch one thing, and then that thing is actually associative array. And when you get that, you actually will get everything in the categories, category ID and category name. So I only want category name. God damn. So we put the key value pair of the associative array here, and let me try to echo this, just make sure I get the correct thing before I code too much. You should get your MP3 songs on top. Obviously that's not the right place, right? We're going to fix that later. So you get MP3 songs. If your category ID is 1, you would get action figures. Okay, so you actually want to put this here instead of the dummy text. You want this dummy text to change according to what you get here. So I don't want this to appear here. That's only for testing. I want to copy this, Control C to copy. And then I want to move it down to where the dummy text is. I change this to PHP and put that there. Oh, so my action figure will change according to what I put here. So this will be MP3 songs, this will be DVD, and that is pulled from the database. Okay, so of course if you access this for the first time, right, if you access this to the first time, your category ID should be 1, but later we are going to use get method to send information back to the page when we click on this. Okay, when we click on this, this thing will change. So we need to use a get method, but later we are going to fix that. Okay. All right, so we are good for now. Okay, and we finished that, but we also want to get all the categories and put it here. So we need a statement called select star from categories. Order by category ID. So let's try that in php-admin. If you click on this, go to php-admin, and do that, you will get everything from here. So you want this category names to be on the left side here. Okay, you get a correct statement. You come over here and you say, I want to get all the categories. So I'm going to get all categories. And pretty cool thing is you can actually use here. Okay, you copy this here and just change your SQL statement to the new one. Control C and Control V. So instead of only get one category, you are getting everything. Prepare the statement, execute the statement. But now instead of fetch one thing, you fetch everything. Oh, I forgot the close cursor here, I'm sorry. So very important, you have the close cursor. Alright, so that you can start using it again. So you close cursor here. So every time you do this, you have to close the cursor. Alright. So now after you close the cursor, you can look through the sorry, I also need to rename this. You are using, if we use same variable name here, number one is very confusing. Number two, later there will be error. So this variable name must be changed to categories. So we change that to categories. Finally, S have some use. It's like, hey, we are going to have more than one categories because I fetch all, right? And then I'm going to quickly write some tests here. I'm going to quickly write some tests here. Okay, so I'm going to say for each. All right, and I'm going to use a different format just to confuse people. In PHP, instead of using curly braces, we can use the old, like a little bit like Pascal kind of format. We can do that. For each begin and for each end. Okay, just to confuse people. PHP allowed this. So we say for each categories as category. For each categories as category, we say we want to echo associative array category ID and we want to echo category name, which are the name here, which are also the key value pair, the key of the associative array. So when this happens, oops, undefined property, 912. That is not good. I spell close cursor wrong, isn't it fantastic? How to spell cursor? Close, C-U-R-S. Oh, I forgot the okay, close cursor is a function, not a property. Of course, I forgot about that. Sorry. Close cursor is a function, not a property. All right, so I should have fixed those. All right, now I have my 1, 2, 3 action figures, MP3 songs, and DVD. Okay, but that is not the correct place. the correct place is here. Okay. All right. Now something more interesting is I'm going to create link here instead of just to display text. Okay. And when I click on the link, I'm going to use the get method to send number 1, number 2, number 3 back to the beginning of the page, back to the page itself. So let us use this. So first I comment this one out. Okay, I'm going to use the for each loop. I'm going to use the category and category ID and category name below. So let's come over here. I'm going to repeat as many times as possible the li. Okay, so here will be PHP. You only need one li to repeat. And here is PHP. So the beginning will be the beginning. Oh, remember to comment it out or else you won't work below. Okay, the cursor will be at the end. So the beginning of for each loop is here. The end of the for each loop is here. So now you're going to have like 3 A's because you repeat 3 times. Next, I'm going to create a link here. I think everybody know how to do a link tag. So I'm just going to create a really simple link tag. A So that's a link tag, and then we have href equal to where it links to, right? And then what you see here. So this is what you see. So if you type ABC, you will get ABCs with no links. Okay, link to nothing, right? But obviously I don't want ABC here. I want the category name. So I replace ABC with a PHP code and put my category name here. Save. You will get your action figures, MP3 songs, and DVD. So the next thing what I want to do is when the user click on this thing changes. So I'm going to send back 1, 2, 3, which is the category ID, back to the same page. And this page is going to pick up using the get method. Okay. So I'm going to create a key value pair. The key is called category ID, and the value is equal to a PHP code. Okay. All right, the PHP code will be the category ID. Save your work. So now when you click on action figure, you'll see send it back category ID equal to 1, you click on MP3 songs, send it back category ID equal to 2, click on DVD, send it back category ID equal to 3. So this is called a key value pair of the key value pair for the query string. So category ID is called a key, and obviously 1, 2, 3 is equal to value. The syntax is a question mark and an equal sign. Okay. So now my page is going to pick this up. My page need to pick this up on top here. So on top of the page, instead of hard coding category ID equal to 1, I'm going to say, put this below first, I'm going to say if the category ID is not set, if the category ID is equal to not set, Okay, I'm trying to get this from the I'm going to get this from the query string and save it into a variable called category ID, which is a PHP variable. To get it from the query string get method, we use the filter input get method. The name of the query string, the key is category ID here. Okay, the name of the key is category ID, and it must be an integer. Okay, it must be an integer. Alright, so you send it back. But what if it's the first time the file is loaded? If the first time is the file is loaded, your category ID may be nothing. Realize it's 2 equal. That means the actual equal comparison, or the category ID is, that means somebody tried to send it back to your somebody tried to send something to a file and this thing didn't work. And your category ID will be equal to 1. Okay? Alright. And then obviously I don't need this anymore. So I delete that. So now when I reload, when I click on action figure, MP3 songs, and DVD, the top here actually changes. If I load this page for the first time, that means I delete that. I go in for the first time, it will give me action figures here. So action category ID equal to 1. Okay? Alright, so we are almost done with this. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to pull out all the products of action figures and put it here. All the products of MP3 songs, put it below here. All the products of DVDs and put it below here. Okay? And that is another long video, so I'm not going to carry on now, okay? But for the next video, I'm not going to start from scratch. I'm going to leave all this here, okay? And I do not need AC, so probably I can close AC. We do not need that. I'll just carry on from the 9C index. I'm going to leave this 9C index here. Nice and easy on the right side. Okay. Alright, and I'm not going to close everything, so next video I'm just going to start directly from here, from the previous video, from this video. Okay, it's a good place to stop, or else YouTube will think that my video is too long. They will not like it. And then I will see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching.